Whispers have swirled for years, but now fans think they finally uncovered the reason Beyoncé and Jay-Z's son Sir Carter has all but disappeared from the public eye. The theory? Sir may be autistic, and that's why we haven't seen him. And if that's true, then this goes way beyond privacy. Because according to some fans, Jay-Z has allegedly chosen to keep his own son in the shadows. Not because of love or protection, but because autism doesn't align with the flawless family image he's so carefully built. But here's where things get darker. Why would Beyoncé, the most powerful woman in music, allow this? And why does it seem like Jay-Z has such a complicated relationship with his sons in particular? Let's unpack what fans are calling one of the most disturbing family secrets in Hollywood. At this point, it's hard to ignore. Jay-Z and Beyoncé seem to be hiding Sir Carter. Fans have been pointing it out for years. Why don't we ever see him? At first, the explanation made sense. Sir and his twin sister Rumi were young, and Beyoncé and Jay-Z are famously private when it comes to their kids. And let's not forget what Blue Ivy went through. When she was little, the internet picked her apart. Everything from her looks to her hair was ridiculed. Grown adults had no shame in dragging a child online. So yeah, protecting their younger kids, totally understandable. In fact, we barely saw Blue Ivy herself until she unexpectedly showed up, front and center, during the Renaissance World Tour.
On the front line, ready to walk up.
After the Renaissance World Tour, Blue Ivy wasn't just in the background anymore. She was on the front lines. And ever since that moment, she's been everywhere. She's walked the red carpet with her parents at the Grammys, not once, but multiple years in a row. She voiced Kiara in The Lion King. She even performed as a backup dancer for Beyoncé at the Christmas Day halftime show in Texas. And now, she's stealing hearts on the Cowboy Carter Tour, showing off her natural charisma, confidence, and charm. But here's where things get strange again. See, because we barely saw Blue Ivy as a child, it wasn't surprising at first that we didn't see much of Sir or Rumi either. That level of privacy, it was expected. Beyoncé's always been intentional about shielding her kids. So when Sir and Rumi stayed out of the spotlight, fans didn't raise eyebrows. Not at first. But then, something shifted. We started seeing more and more of Rumi. First, it was just glimpses. Fan sightings here and there. Then, she appeared at the Super Bowl sitting beside Jay-Z and Blue. And from there, she stepped into the spotlight, performing on stage with Beyoncé and Blue Ivy during the Cowboy Carter Tour. Fans fell in love with her instantly. Her confidence, her sweetness, it lit up the stage.
Sit back and relax and enjoy my evening. When all of a sudden, I hear this agitating, grating voice.
But through it all, there was still one name missing: Sir Carter. But even as Blue Ivy thrives in the spotlight and Rumi begins to steal scenes of her own, when it comes to Sir Carter, it's been nothing but silence. No Super Bowl appearances, no stage cameos, no public sightings, nothing. It's almost as if he doesn't exist, and that's what has fans increasingly unsettled, because even though Rumi only recently made her official stage debut, she was still spotted attending multiple shows during the Renaissance Tour in 2023, often right there with Jay Z. But Sir, still nowhere to be found. Not once. And the more visible Rumi becomes, the more mysterious Sir's absence feels. Tina Knowles, Beyoncé's mother, tried to ease speculation. She explained that Rumi enjoys the attention, that she's drawn to the limelight.
What does that mean to you? Tell us a little bit about Rumi and how excited she is.
Rumi is amazing. She's an amazing artist, like painter and creator. And so, I mean, how could they be anything else growing up in that environment? That's all we talk about is creativity and fashion and the whole thing.
What is Sir interested in?
Sir is very quiet and is very, very smart and does all of the number stuff. So he's not into the fashion stuff as much.
But Sir is different. She said he prefers to stay away from all of that. But for fans, that explanation only deepened the mystery. Just like Beyoncé, Tina Knowles is fiercely protective of her grandchildren. In a recent interview, she opened up about what it's really like watching them grow up under a microscope, born into fame they never asked for. "If I had my first choice," she said, "they wouldn't have to deal with the things they do as kids. But one day, they'll read the ignorance people have put out about them, the lies, and yes, I worry about that. It was a rare moment of vulnerability, and fans were quick to read between the lines. Many took her words as a quiet confirmation of the rumors surrounding Sir Carter's rumored autism, especially after an unexpected tweet from Kanye West reignited the speculation. He posted, "Wait, has anyone ever actually seen Beyoncé and Jay-Z's younger kids? No, like literally." What followed was a bizarre rant about artificial insemination, the idea that having children is a choice, and a declaration that Jay-Z has no power over him. The tweet was messy, aggressive, but for some fans, it hit a nerve, fueling their belief that something is being hidden, and that Sir's absence isn't just about privacy, it's about perception. And now, a new theory is making waves, one that's even more unsettling. According to growing speculation, Jay-Z is allegedly refusing to accept Sir Carter because of his rumored autism. Why? Because it doesn't fit the image. Jay-Z has always been particular about how he's seen. Carefully crafted optics, legacy, power, control. In the past, he openly talked about grooming an heir, someone to carry his legacy forward. And while it's clear that Blue Ivy is being positioned as Beyoncé's successor, stepping into the spotlight, taking the stage, there's mounting talk that Jay-Z doesn't view Sir the same way. Why? Because if the rumors are true, autism doesn't align with the legacy he wants to project. As wild as that may sound, fans are pointing to a disturbing pattern, because this wouldn't be the first time Jay-Z has allegedly distanced himself from a son. Enter Rymir Satterthwaite. Rymir has spent over a decade asking Jay-Z to take a paternity test. He and his guardian even filed a civil lawsuit back in 2014, simply asking for a DNA test to prove or disprove the connection. But Jay-Z, he's never agreed to take it. Instead, his powerful legal team has reportedly dodged, delayed, and stonewalled, keeping the case tangled in red tape for years. And now, with the silence surrounding Sir Carter, fans are starting to connect the dots. Jay-Z has long denied being Rymir Satterthwaite's father, but despite his repeated denials, there's one thing he still hasn't done: take the DNA test that could settle the issue once and for all. And that silence, it's left Rymir feeling hurt and deeply frustrated. In a rare sit-down interview with The Sun, Rymir made it clear, this was never about money. "I don't want anything from Jay-Z," he said. "I just want the truth. He's supposed to be a role model, standing on stages, shouting Black Lives Matter. But how can you lead a community if you won't even take responsibility? If you're not my father, take the test and prove it." And that's the question fans keep asking. If he has nothing to hide, why won't he just take the test? Rymir's legal guardian, Lily, later revealed disturbing new details, ones that put the entire situation in a new, much darker light. According to her, Jay-Z allegedly got Rymir's mother, Wanda, pregnant when she was just 16 years old, and he was 22. But it gets worse. Reports claim the relationship may have started even earlier, when Wanda was just 13 and Jay-Z was already in his 20s. Lily explained that Wanda might have told him she was older, but by the time she became pregnant, she had no way of contacting him. Years later, Lily and Rymir reached out to Jay-Z's legal team, hoping to quietly resolve things, without turning it into a media circus. From the very beginning, Lily and Rymir tried to keep things quiet. Their only goal was to get answers, not headlines. And at first, Jay-Z's legal team seemed surprisingly open. According to Lily, his in-house lawyer was helpful, even suggesting that Rymir's musical talent might be a good reason to sign him to Jay-Z's label, a move that seemed aimed at resolving the situation privately. But that calm didn't last. Everything changed the moment they discovered Wanda's real age. Suddenly, the legal tone shifted. Different lawyers got involved, the cooperation disappeared, and the silence returned. Lily said, "They even talked about putting Rymir on the label, but he needed to finish high school first, so I said no. Then, everything flipped. I think they realized there was more at stake, because Wanda was allegedly underage." Despite denying paternity, Jay-Z has still refused to take a DNA test. And with the technology we have today, it wouldn't even require a blood sample, just a quick cheek swab or a single strand of hair. It would take less than 10 seconds. Yet here we are, nearly 15 years later, and still no test. To many fans, that says more than words ever could. They're convinced Jay-Z already knows the truth and just doesn't want to admit it. So why keep running from the truth? To many, the answer is simple. Admitting it would shatter the image. Jay-Z has always been obsessed with optics. He's built an empire on control, image, legacy, power, but now that image is cracking. He's refused to take a paternity test for one alleged son and now faces growing claims that he's distanced himself from another. Not because of behavior or scandal, but because that son might be neurodivergent, because he doesn't fit the ideal. And if that's true, this is more than just a PR mess. It's a legacy built on silence and selective love. But here's the truth that too many still ignore. Kids who are neurodivergent, autistic, introverted, different, aren't less than. They aren't broken, they're just human. Unfortunately, society still treats them as invisible, and that's what makes this story hit so hard. So now, the question falls on you. Do you think Jay-Z is refusing to accept Sir Carter? Is this just a matter of privacy? Or is it something far more painful? Let us know your thoughts below. And if you think this was intense, wait until you hear what happened next. Click the next video.